morning and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm pleased to introduce to you the finished product of my 1986 Acura Legend Ascot Gray 5-speed manual sedan. And I'm super pleased with how this car turned out. It has been a labor of love, as with all my restoration projects, over almost 2 years now. It'll be 2 years as of this coming fall when I acquired this car. And I knew it had a good foundation to start with because it was a California car from new, one owner until he donated it to charity. And it found its way to me by sheer luck and perfect timing because I am going to promote and show this car as part of Acura's 40th anniversary celebrations coming up next spring. That date will be March 27th officially, when the Acura brand will celebrate 40 years of existence. I did have one video recently where I showed the car coming out of paint. The folks at Apex Wet Works did this one, as they have worked on many of my other project cars as well. And this one was a fun project because it was a two-tone car, and they did a really nice job of bringing the factory color finish palette all the way throughout. Luckily for me, this car is a cloth interior. For 1986, the Legend only came with cloth interior. And over the course of the last few years, I've been educating myself on some of the nuances about those early cars. To refresh your memory, this one was actually built 39 years ago this month, June of 1986. Just to give you one little nugget, for 1986 cars, it was the only year that the lock-unlock button was vertically oriented here. In subsequent years, it was an up-down interface like you see on most cars. Aside from the paint job, the main thing on this car was just the mechanical aspect of it. So it went through a full suite of checklist items through Honman Auto Care in Tempe, Arizona. And it's been a real adventure sourcing parts for this one. Some of you might recall one of my prior videos, I discussed even something as simple as an oil filter is a little bit challenging on this car because it's an old canister type where you would basically just replace the canister within the same housing and then reinstall it. But luckily I was able to find some replacement oil filters, and I stockpiled a few of those for future use. And mechanically the car is pretty well sorted at this point. One of the major ticket items was the timing belt and water pump for preventive purposes, and then also the air conditioning system needed a full overhaul. Under the hood is that 2.5 liter V6. This was a short-lived motor that was later replaced in sedans for 1988 by a 2.7, and the coupes got the 2.7 from the get-go when they launched in 1987. So definitely a rare breed here. This one is completely unmodified, just over 100,000 miles on it. And I love the sounds this car makes. It's got ample power for a car of its size, and just really goes to show Honda's engineering level of attention to detail back in those 1980s. So what's next for this thing? Well, one of the ideas that I had, which I hope it actually pans out, is I'd like to show the car to its original owner. His name's Ron. Some of you may recall in a prior video I interviewed him because even though I didn't meet him when I bought the car, we connected after the fact at the Pebble Beach activities in California last August. So I plan on attending that stuff again this year, and I thought about actually driving this car out there. It would be kind of its first major road trip under my ownership, but it would really thrill me to show Ron this car and give him a chance to take it around the block again like old times, because he kept it for almost 38 years. So we will see about all that, and I will be bringing you along for the ride as things unfold. But for now, stay tuned because 1986 was a big year and 2026 is going to be a big one as well. Look forward to having some fun with this thing, and we'll talk to you soon. We will wrap up this episode with a few bits of documentation related to not just the 86 Acura Legend, but also the Acura brand in its entirety. This is a fun story from Automotive News back in 2011 discussing Acura calling the brand a trailblazer, because it was, in the sense of being the first Japanese luxury brand. I've collected a bunch of brochures, other promotional marketing materials. This was the owner magazine that went just by a generic Acura Precision Crafted Automobiles name, and then later became, I believe, Acura Driver and then Acura Style. A ton of magazines, each one related to different aspects of the brand launch. This is Auto Week, February from '86. Legend chases legend. There's an owner's manual, 86 product information, press book. Did get the original plate off the car from Ron, who was the original owner. And then last but not least, I'll walk you through the checklist. So as I have done on some of my other projects, I'll tell you a little bit about what's been done since I got the car, and I'll just kind of breeze through this. A lot of it initially started out as just getting the maintenance up to speed. I wanted to do mechanical stuff before anything cosmetic. So the car went directly over to Honman Auto Care in Tempe, Arizona for, you can see, some timing belt water pump maintenance there. I received virtually no records with the car whatsoever, so I kind of started from scratch there. We went through some troubleshooting with distributor, rotor, there's timing belt, slave cylinder. That was a fun one because parts on these cars are so obscure nowadays. Had to come up with some sort of inventive ways to solve problems there with O-rings especially. Valve cover gasket, distributor, driver's side headlight because one of them had a crack in it. There's the big one. So up until this one, I think it was just parts collection, and then here's where the car went in January of 2024 for that major service. That was a big one. Had the wheels redone by Express Powder Coat over in Glendale, Arizona. Main relay, some interior trim bits that were falling apart or missing thanks to my friend the Honda Hoarder in Colorado, some oil filters, cleaning sunroof drains, a spoiler thanks to my friend Eric in California for that, AC system overhaul, which I think I mentioned, and then there's the paint work by Apex. So all in all, if you look at the sort of chronology there, 99,703 was the mileage when I got the car. Today it's at like 100,600 or 700. And so I've probably put on less than 1,000 miles in almost 2 years, but it's been a lot of fun. When I do get that car out, it's just rewarding to drive, and it really shows the precision crafted engineering that went into it and how driver focused they were attempting to make this performance luxury brand back in the day.